What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Lady Luck here. We're not going to be too long tonight. I can assure you of that. I only have three videos I want to check out. Of course, we got to kick this off with both sides. Thank you, Say. Shout out to you, honey. How you doing? Y'all, we got Marlon up in here. He did a new video that I wanted to check out. And then we have a video you guys sent to me and tagged me on over on X from Deborah Hint. Is she still calling out Candace? How? We are here for that. And then, just for laughs and giggles. Oh, we got some Ami. Y'all, he did a skit. I haven't seen it. I want to see it of him being pulled over as Megan Kelly. No, she's not the brightest person in the world, but you sure can get a good laugh out of her. How y'all doing? Happy Sunday to you all. Juju. How you doing? Francisca say hello again. Shout out to all my moms. Shout out to you, honey. Hope you guys have had a good day. Hit the like button on the way in. We're not going to be long. We're going to go ahead and get going because I got to get up in the morning with the kids and take them to school and work and blah, blah, blah. So I did reach out to Gary with Paramount on X since most of you all said, you would be cool with a collab with him. So hopefully I told him Wednesday or Thursday would be great for me. So hopefully we'll be setting up something this week. And as always, I have to read emails. You guys, a few of y'all sent me some emails, no reply. I got you all. I see the emails. I haven't read them. So give me some time to read emails tonight before I pass out. But I do want to get these videos in right quick. We got Marlon with both sides. And then this video on Twitter you guys tagged me in on. I don't know who this Deborah is. She's calling Candace out, brought receipts. And we got to end with some Ami. Because, I'm here for Ami clowning Megan Kelly. A clown ass. Megan Kelly, you are an embarrassment to life, girl. You're a joke to humanity. We're here to laugh at you. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Can't make this up. Y'all ready? Let's get to this. Martha did a video, posted it up. So all three videos we're gonna check out. I have not seen any of them, and I just want to watch it with you all. This says here about Candace's shifts the Charlie Kirk story episode by episode. It's what she's been doing. It's called lying. Shout out to Martha. But she lies. Candace lies like hell. It's hot, and she breathes out lies, and it's so easy for her. So, of course, they're going to shift from episode to episode. As a matter of fact, her lies are starting to repeat itself. All this stuff she's doing about Erica Kirk and all of that. Have we not heard all of this before, Candace, Karen? We've heard this stuff before. You made all these insinuations. You said all this stuff about Erica Kirk in the past. We don't care about where she went to first grade. It is irrelevant. We don't have to pay that girl's mortgage. We don't care. None of that is suspicious or fishy. And just because you're dumb bots and cult members could care less about you posting up a minor child's yearbook photo, when she was a minor child. And I'm talking about minor, like first, second, third grade minor. It doesn't mean that that's an inappropriate thing to do. And she gets mad because somebody posted up Savannah's baby, whoever that is. I'm not here to see anybody's post up kids online. It's not necessary, because if Candace was to read and research information and knew how to put together content, she wouldn't have to post up yearbook photos of anyone in the first grade. But because the candy ass cult members are dumbasses and, some of them are weird. I mean, when I say weird, I mean weird. They're disgusting. They think it's okay for her to be put out of the house at 14. They refuse to go after her parents. Candace could kiss my ass, but I would never advocate for anybody to kick their 14-year-old child out the house. But they cool with that because, we're not gloating on her. No, it's just certain things where it's right is right and wrong is wrong. Real parents wouldn't do that. And Candace either lying like hell or her cult members should be going after her parents. How dare you kick out our cult leader at 14? Explain yourself. Mr. and Mrs. Candace, mommy and daddy. Like, it won't even ask them about it. You would think the cousin would have said something about her being kicked out. Nope, not that. Cousin doesn't even believe she got in a fight. I don't remember the cousin's name. Candace's cousin. No, your cousin was charged with harassment at 17. Yeah, no, this girl got a whole criminal record. You can't ignore that. It might be redacted out because she was a juvenile, but it doesn't mean she wasn't charged and arrested. She was charged and arrested. The end. This is the bottom line. So let's get to this. Y'all hit the like button coming in. We're not going to be up late. I appreciate you all. I know. What's going on, Wyoming guy? How you doing? Candace is starting to make Erica and her mom look very impressive, very smart ladies. Exactly. Got their own businesses. They making their own money. They got some connections. It is what it is. What's going on, Melinda? How you doing, honey? It is what it is. It's like, what are you trying to do here? It's, you know how God can just turn something bad around and turn it around in your favor. That's exactly what's happening with this with Erica Kirk and her mom. I would still sue Candace if I were Erica Kirk because this isn't going to stop. But, you know, it's not making her look bad either. Like her cult members are going to, the candy ass is going to say, oh, it's not weird to you. Everything's weird to these people. Candy ass cult members think that reading letters are weird. You know, how dare you read? They think it's weird that Candace is the one that said she doesn't know the difference between the letter N and the number 9. They think it's weird that I laugh at that. That's funny to me. Somehow they don't find it problematic that she does not know the difference between the letter N and the number 9. You kidding me? That is weird as hell. No, get mad at me for laughing at that. Candace told her herself. You know, or the fact that she confessed to a court of law in lawsuit filings that she has a recurrent yeast infection she's had, God knows how long. And then tried to use that to say, oh, here's why I should not pay rent for 7 months. You can't make this up. Never mind all of that, though. If she says that her parents kicked her out, Candace, I want evidence on that. I want proof, documentation. Why would your parents kick you out of the house at 14? That's what she said. Out of her mouth. No one told Candace to say that. Candace has a disease. It's called put her foot in her mouth disease. That foot and mouth disease is something else. Makes you say dumb things that you don't think twice about. And then you put your foot in your mouth when you realize, oh no, I shouldn't have said that. I spoke too soon. Now I have no way to prove that this is true. Her one relative that has done an interview did not corroborate that at all. But yet her cult members, as opposed to going to the parents saying, is this true that you all put her out at 14? They're trying to relate to it, because dumb reasons. Bots don't have to be this stupid, Candace. You can reprogram your bots to actually have a little bit more common sense. You can't make this up. What's going on, y'all? Y'all, let's get to this. Put a 1 in the chat where you can see it here. Let's go.
Today, people, we're going to talk about Miss Candace Owens. We're going to take a timeline journey to prove something. Well, the timeline going to prove it, but not proof. Again, all we've been trying to do is take Candace's own versions of how she comes up with stuff, kind of flip the script, put it back on her. So let's take a journey down the timeline to show you that Candace Owens is actually for the trans ideology and the indoctrination of everyone around her, while at the same time getting all kinds of money out of it. You ready? All right, cool. Let's start. Way back in the day, Candace Owens came out telling you that the French president had a husband instead of a wife, and that so-called wife was actually a wife with a pee-pee. That's what she told y'all, and she ran you all kinds of stories and said that she heard from this person, who heard from that person, who heard from that person, and heard from that person.
What can we say other than the Macrons sure are not behaving like a couple who have absolutely nothing to hide?
Now, the person that she heard it from also heard it from a person, but she just told you that was hard and true facts about Brigitte Macron. She did an 11-part series about Brigitte Macron, going over all the things she heard from somebody that heard from somebody. People ate it up because, let's admit one thing about Candy Owens. She knows how to tell a story like a mo. And man, what she knows how to tell a story. So we're going to go through all the things she's told you so far, and I will try to prove to you that all of this might have actually been a plot from the very beginning to get back at Charlie Kirk for disbarring her from his company and not reciprocating the love that she had for him. Again, I'm simply using Candace's own metrics, not mine, because mine requires actual tangible proof. I don't go on the hearsay, but she does. So let us begin.
Candace don't go, listen, to the cult members, if you guys are going to keep hitting her tip line, can you tell her to pay me my money? She's only going to read what she wants to read. Like most of you, she ignores. Y'all know cult leaders don't care about their cult members at all, because they expect the cult members to still be there to worship the ground they walk on, right? So you have to come here to post up your comment just so she can know you exist, because she's watching. Y'all tell Yeezy you said hello. Candace, your cult members said hello. And they want time with you. But Candace, you do realize when you sit here and flip-flop back and forth like this is the stuff that they're going to use in court against you, because they're going to keep suing you. That's not going to stop coming your way. No, you're going to keep catching lawsuits. Hearsay is all she knows. Like, she doesn't read anything. Candace don't read nothing. She might read an email or two. I believe most of that stuff she just makes up, and then she ropes other people into it. Just like her shows, it's all pre-scripted. So Candace doesn't read anything. But for what she does skim through with that tip line, it's got to be in accordance to what she's already said. Candace does not want you to give her an idea of something. More than likely, she's creating these stupid storylines. She just wants to say that people emailed me to corroborate what I created. So, since she's the one peddling this $7,000 check thing, can all the cult members email Candace and say, Lady Luck Club is demanding that you pay her this money because Israel has not paid yet, and we've been waiting. It doesn't piss me off. Somebody says I should be getting $7,000. Fine, just make it 7,000 times 7. I mean, whatever. $49,000 shall Candace pay me. Tell her to pay me the damn money. Or else, why do the cult members keep asking me this? As opposed to them giving me the money, they keep asking me when somebody else is going to pay me something. You tell me. Tell them to hurry up. Can't make this up. That does not hurt my feelings to say I'm getting $7,000. I will wait for it. Just can you put a rush on it?
Brigitte Macron is a man. Trans all over the place. Look at these people pushing this ideology.
Yeah,
oddly enough, the instant that Charlie died, she went back on that to tell you these are not the enemies, but this is the enemy. We have to understand that this is not who we're fighting. We're not fighting the left. We're not fighting this. We're fighting this ideology of Israel, Israel, Israel. Now, you put this in perspective and people think, well, that makes a whole lot of sense. Well, does it? Because she has no proof about that. In fact, every time proof is offered to the contrary, she moves along. So we saw something. During the Brigitte Macron saga, it started off fairly slow. But the slower we saw it starting, we also noticed something that she started to do. And that was the cliffhangers. And the cliffhangers, we went over this about the next time on Dragon Ball Z. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. We talked about that. The fact that she'll tell you ever watch 24? It was like 24. And then nothing ever happened by the end of the episode. I have this, nothing happened. She went into planes, blue planes, yellow planes, Egypt planes, buildings, King Street. And then she said, I have all the documentation. I have all the proof. Next episode, a whole new thought process popped off. And then she'll link it to the idea of the planes, but never go back to the details of the planes. Then she transitioned.
Here's another one. Candace, when you going to prove to us that some high-ranking French government employee saw transactions being made from the French president to Club de Sant? I'm still waiting for that evidence. Where the candy ass is at? Can y'all please tell me when she's going to produce evidence on these payments? You know, for that assassination she claimed that the French president wanted to send her way. And that payments, transactions were being made from the French president to Club de Sant. Where are those transactions? Because she said clearly there must be a paper trail, right? Yet she didn't take time to create that out of her head either. You know, it's funny how Candace and Umar Johnson, they just trapped in La La Land somewhere, some alternate reality where they're high. Candace, correct his wick. Okay? Don't make me pull up Grimace. He is concerned about you. Grimace Yeasty is concerned about you in your mental state. When are you going to show these transactions, Candace? You said there was a paper trail. You posted that on X.com. We have the post, Candace. Why can't you and your cult members pull evidence? If you're gonna have all these dumb bots, at least have them scan the system and create transactions at the very least to go along with this. Not one member from Club de Sante even responded to Candace's dumb nonsense. You know why? Because they're living life, Candace, while you and George are sitting in the closet. Oh, Candace, we got the photo of you grabbing this woman's butt.
Into everything else to do with what? Charlie. Let's go talk about Charlie now. Charlie was a savant. Charlie was special. Charlie made lights flicker. I have proof of that. Goes to the next episode, transitions again. But at the same time that she keeps transitioning, people are holding their breath, waiting, bated breath, that she's going to say something even deeper. She got more information. Then she drops text messages. Text messages about Charlie from 2018.
No time stamp.
Nothing new. Meanwhile, she says that she has this information from months ago. Won't show you that. But she hypes it up. Then tells you it was not the trans ideology that the FBI is pushing that killed Charlie Kirk. No, it was something else. Now it's Iran that did it, by the way. Israel, because of Iran, that's who did it. Now, how did you get from I know who did this I know who pushed the Macron story? You drop the Macron story because a lawsuit hits you, but you still try to implement the same mindset of the Macron story by hyping people up to the next episode. You tell them that you're investigating Charlie Kirk's murder. The FBI tells you that they find somebody, but then you say you know somebody who trained Tyler Robinson that belongs to Israel. You also tell us that this whole trans ideology is a global agenda to push something, but you're also telling us at the same time, but they're not the enemy. So how do you do that and keep the audience you got? It's easy. You never dive into the things you say.
Yeah, because she lies about it. Perhaps it was George Farmer. George, we all know you know how to use a weapon. We all know that. You know, your days in smashing restaurants with the Bully Down Club. We know that you're a bad boy. Bring your ass out that closet, George. Yo, George and Candace is in a lavender marriage. You can't make this up.
Now, here's where the crazy part kicks in. Did Candace, in a plot in order to get her viewership and the money that she's always wanted, because remember, the crowdfunding thing didn't work out, the doxing thing didn't work, the switching from left to right and right to left didn't work. She had to find a different source. And that source was scandal. But, you know, Brigitte only goes so far. America is not really that concerned about Brigitte. But
we don't care.
If I can link this Brigitte concept of this trans thing to something else, I can make it work. You never ask yourself how it is that Candace just seems to be reached out about something to do with Charlie Kirk from a nation that she says doesn't like her because of the Brigitte story. You don't find that kind of odd? And at the instant that happens, all of the information she keeps getting comes from the same location that she says doesn't like her. Secondarily, why, out of all the times that Charlie goes to speak, this one time, all of a sudden you hear, oh, he definitely has text messages that says this, and this, and you ain't never seen them. You don't find that odd either? So here's the theory. We believe now, don't know, believe, that Candace Owens instigated the whole ruse of Charlie's ending in an effort to try and coagulate all of her memberships and peoples out there into one thing, which is I have the truth about something, others don't listen to them, I am the one you need to hear.
That's cult leader mentality, Candace, just in case you didn't understand that. To the cult members, since you all are already in a cult, go and watch the Jim Jones documentary. He said the same thing. As a matter of fact, every cult leader has said the same thing. Was it Heaven Stargate, something like that? Jim Jones and Jonestown, People Sound. You know, the man said, family, y'all just name some cults. It's cults for days out here. Umar Johnson and the Umar Tardians. You can't make this up. You don't find that suspicious? Y'all, this is something else. She says the same things that cult leaders say. Don't listen to anyone else. Just listen to me. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Womp, womp, womp. Improves nothing. Candace, if you're going to fake text messages, at least put date and timestamps on it. You're not even smart enough to create fake messages correctly. At least have it formatted to where it looks like it came from an iPhone with date and timestamps. Date and timestamps. It's that simple. Put your bots to work and make them create it correctly. You tell the bot farm, I'm not paying you all 3 meals today. You all keep creating all this nonsense and spreading it out, and it's not even accurate. And Lady Luck Club is calling me out on it. Candace, your fake text messages should at least have date and timestamps. I'm not even trying to help her out, and here you go. We all know she's lying like hell. She can't prove anything else. Candace, where were you on September 8th, 9th, and 10th of 2025? Because so far, it's you and George did it. and you gave Tyler Robinson some money or something. Y'all took him to Dairy Queen after that. Maybe Candace met him at Dairy Queen. That's why she keeps trying to dispel the video camera footage. Maybe her and George were in the drive-thru while he went inside. Who knows? But she wanted to see here and to try to divert attention from him going to Dairy Queen. Oh, he went to some Roadhouse Steakhouse restaurant. It was an hour and a half away. Chabu. Maybe her and George went there. Candace, we can all do this all day. Maybe Candace and George went to that restaurant and then tried to lie and say, well, there are no cameras there, so don't look for any footage. What do you mean? Cameras everywhere. Just because her alien ass doesn't like our cameras and stuff here on Earth doesn't mean there was no cameras in that restaurant. Oh, there's cameras. Candace, were you and George there? George would blend in like a professional at UVU. Candace might stand out because people know who she is. But George, he could blend in with a maroon shirt. Yep, wearing the same thing that Tyler Robinson wore. Perhaps when Tyler Robinson changed his clothes, it was George who gave him the clothes off his back. Because George hid in the closet. Yeah, that sounds about right. He would give another man his clothes off of his body to put on. She seems to want to divert all of the attention away from evidence that could be credible evidence in videos. Documentation. From servers, text messages and all that. She wants to take away attention from that. And for what, Candace? What was George at again? How long did it take him to run across UVU? She refuses to go to UVU campus and retrace the steps of Tyler Robinson. Maybe because she already knows it. Maybe because Candace already knows the entire path that Tyler Robinson took. Because George was there. Who knows? I'm just asking questions, Candace. I find it odd that you want to keep faking text messages with no date and time stamps.
To the point where don't listen to them, to the point where this is God's podcast. Understand this. So if there's God's involved, then you definitely have to listen to me. I have the truth. Did she have a hand in it? Because all of the people and the moving parts that had to do with Charlie's death, all of the information seems to come from her, who was never on the inside. And no matter what kind of evidentiary things we are presented about Tyler Robinson, she refutes with what? I know better. Not that I have information, I just know better. So how does one keep the entertainment of the audience at the top? Initially, I have this information and I'm going to divulge it next time. Next time comes around, while we were gone, some new information about some other lead came up. And this lead is even bigger. But we'll get to what we talked about yesterday on the next show. While we were offline, another lead because of the super sleuths and new people out there. So keep this information coming. And we follow that one, and that leads to something bigger. Forget what we had at the beginning, even though I told you that was going to end all things and going to solve this case. So now you're 3 stories deep, and the first story is no longer here. You go forward, 5 stories, 6 stories, 7 stories. You forgot the first 3. When was the last time you talked about the planes? You have no idea. Where's the flight logs? You have no idea. Whatever happened to all the information about Fort Huachuca? You have no idea. Now she's bringing in Erica Kirk in the history of her family. Ironically, she's making a full circle, and she brought you all to the hype, and now she's sliding right back to the beginning. What she's going to do? She's telling you now that there is history in Erica's family that had to deal with what? Trans and sexual ideology. You don't find that weird? You don't find that kind of odd?
It's very
that she's
weird.
Going all the way back to the Brigitte idea, and none of it links? Not a single one. But it's an effort to take light off of her. You see, if I were to do something nefarious, I want to make sure I point fingers at everybody else. Everybody.
Yep.
So I pointed at foreign countries. I pointed at the person's friends. I pointed at the person's enemies. I pointed at the thought process he had. And now I'm going to finally point it at his the family and the wife. And if you look at the wife's history, you're going to find this person, even though they're not related. You'll find histories of people doing gambling. And you know what happens when you gamble. And she's going to make everything a spiritual warfare, but it has nothing to do with spiritual warfare at all, because she's actually leading you down the black path. So again, I will ask the people that follow Candy, what happened to the investigation into Charlie's death? You're going to say, all of this is a part of it. Okay, cool. If all of this is a part of it.
And they don't know. They can't tell you who pulled the trigger on the gun, because neither can Candace do that. Candace, where were you on September 10th, 2025? Candace, oh, somebody said they're going to send me $200. I will look for it. Snapshot. I told y'all that $7,000 check thing, the bots keep copying and pasting in the chat. Candace, reprogram your bots. They literally still sound stupid. They copy and paste the same question. That doesn't move me here. That don't work on me. Send me the money or hush. I don't even know what else to tell you. Not let they can prove, because what they want you to do is get into a conversation with them about, except, why you keep asking me that? I'm not getting the money. No, send me the money. I don't give a damn about none of that. I don't care what no one else said about that $7,000. Send me the money. Candace, send me the money. While you wait for Israel, I have Israel reimburse you, Candace. You wanted to be on TPUSA's payroll anyway. And she swears up and down that TPUSA is getting the Israel money. Oh, okay. But you wanted to be on that payroll. You want them to pay you a monthly retainer, and your cult members never respond to that because they're hypocrites. They pick and choose what they want to respond to. It's like they feel nothing. Oh, I didn't know Candace said she wanted to be on that payroll. When did she say that? Blah, 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 blah. That's how they act. No, Candace wants to be on TPUSA's payroll. Hence my thumbnail. She said it twice. Nobody pays me the big bucks. They should put me on the payroll for the PR. Because to her, this is just a show. This is just public relations. She could care less about an investigation. She won't even ensure that her fake text messages have date and time stamps. Sloppy nonsense, just like her thesis. Oh, Candace, I would get those thesis papers. I hope you know that. Just like her thesis is sloppy. Especially coming from someone who does not, Candace saying she does not know the difference between the letter N and the number 9. You can only imagine what her thesis papers sound like. We read an article from this heifer, and it was just like, oh my brain still hurts from that. Only because I love you Luxters here in the LLC, they wanted me to read it. So we had fun reading it. It was mostly a big run-on sentence, a bunch of short phrases in terms that were either misspelled or the grammar syntax was off. Candace proved it to us how big of an idiot she really is. And you have the bots that just kind of push that same narrative. They don't even spell check her name. Candace, Cadence, Karen. If you're going to sit here and push this narrative out about text message or anything, put date and timestamps. Tell us where you were. Give us your alibi. Because right now, George Farmer and Tyler Robinson looking just alike. They could have walked out of the house dressed alike, and it would have been very difficult to tell them apart in a camera. Because you put George on a hat and Tyler Robinson on a hat and put them next to each other, about the same height, same build. They're both white. Who would know the difference? You would have to have a high-tuned def camera to be able to really see the differences. They could have literally wore the same thing just to throw it all off. And that's what Candace wants. She wants you to ignore that cameras existed on UVU. It's a part of this reality she wants all of you to ignore. Was George there, Candace? Did he get a rental car from Enterprise? Was he driving that Toyota RAV4 truck? What was George at again?
What was the very first thing she espoused that killed Charlie? Let me prove to you the biggest hole in all of her plot. She told y'all that Charlie was what? A savant, picked from the beginning, groomed into this arena, handpicked because of how intelligent he was to push a certain narrative. The one time that they are telling you now that he stepped out of bounds and questioned one thing to do with Israel, now all of a sudden he's target number 1. She was under the same kind of mind control, the same monitoring, and she stepped out, but nothing happened to her. People liked Charlie more than they liked her. Here's the biggest loop. Charlie got eliminated for saying less than Candace ever did, and for actually not saying what she said he said. But if he was groomed to be in this position, and they did indeed put Erica there to be his other handler, why at the same time when she was his handler and everybody around him was the handler, and he was a time traveler and knew all the things he knew, could he still succumb to this ending? You see why it wouldn't happen? But she couldn't afford that. No. You have to craft a narrative. So what do? Make the story happen. She never showed you any recent text from Charlie. She couldn't do that. So what did she do? Lie. So here we are. We are now at an impasse. So what do? You can't get the information. She will never divulge it. and she still has you holding on by a string like a caught fish. We believe that Candace did have a hand in the ending of Charlie Kirk in order to promote her brand and to make money off of him because she got slighted by him. And she used every manner of methods of operation that she possibly could, and it's working to the tunes of 3 to 4 million views every time she talks. If anybody profited from Charlie's death, it was Candace. And we believe if anybody had a hand in it, it was her too.
Candace, you got more and more people saying that you had something to do with Charlie Kirk's assassination. Yes, because Tyler Robinson and George Farmer could have dressed alike, and most people would not have been able to tell the difference. Nope. That was awesome, y'all. Oh, man. Right on, Marlon. You are hot fire, and Mama loves you. Here's my thumbnail. Y'all, they want to take over TPUSA. Candace and George Farmer wants to take over TPUSA. If she couldn't get back on payroll with them or get them to give her a monthly retainer for PR, she'll just steal it and take it by force. George, we all know that you and Tyler Robinson wear the same size clothing. Keep playing with me. That man had to be there. Were you waiting at the Dairy Queen for him, George? George? Bring your ass out the closet. Were you waiting for him at the Dairy Queen? I think he was waiting for him at the Dairy Queen. What y'all think? Of all places, you know, if you go do this on the roof and then you get down, I'll take you to get ice cream. That's exactly what George told. He told Tyler Robinson, I'll take you to get ice cream, buddy. You want an ice cream cake or you want a shake or something? What do you want? I'll give you whatever you want. Tyler Robinson was like, you know what? Just feed me after that. You know, it is what it is. George is like, okay. But no connection to back to me and Candace. You understand? I've made that perfectly clear from the gate. I'm not buying her flowers. No romance. No love. Nothing. None of that. He said he made that clear from day one. I'm sure he said the same thing when he plotted and planned this nonsense with Candace to take Charlie Kirk out. You know, because they want to take over TPUSA. Candace, are you going to go for Charlie Kirk's parents next? How bad is this going to get? How much more evil are you going to go? I fear that his parents are next. She's not going to be able to pull this off with Erica Kirk. She's going to go for Charlie Kirk's parents. Can't make this up. You can't make this up. Oh, it takes a special kind of evil. Candace, you're evil. Y'all, shout out to Marlon from both sides. Now, this is on Twitter, on X. Deborah Hint. One of you all sent this to me. We're going to check this out, see what she's talking about. She dropping receipts on Candace. I want to hear it. Because Candace, until you prove otherwise, you were there, you planned it, you got something to do with it. And George was at UVU, and him and Tyler Robinson were dressed alike. That's my thoughts and feelings on that at the end. Let's go.
I can bet if Candace pulls her chair up to a podcast mic, it is going to be nothing but created content, false accusations, fabricated stories, and implying innocent people in stories with zero evidence. I had an hour conversation with Candace, and she could ask me anything she wanted to about myself, about Erica, anything that I knew. She asked about the Raining Angels, and I told her the truth about it. And she said, yeah, that checks out. I'm like, funny how truth has a way of doing that. And then she asked about the text message that she said I sent to someone, which she would not produce. And I said, yeah, I can go back and look at my text messages and see that I was definitely a concerned parent and mother, that my daughter might be traveling, which nothing was ever spoken about the night before or anywhere around that date of September 10th.
Okay, so this is a lady that whose daughter traveled out there. I think her daughter worked for TPUSA, right? And Candace put all this information out there because she's evil. Evelyn, you sat here and you put out information that no one told you to put out. That's why you're not an investigator or journalist. Until you learn how to spell correctly, Candace, you're neither of those things. Pierce Morgan was right, by the way. And so the mother here, decided to do this video. After having that conversation with her, now I know who she is. After having the conversation with Candace, she came back and did this video. Now, she did an interview with Graham Allen. Is his name Graham Allen? Alan Graham? One of those. And she basically said, you know, this is what Candace not talked about. Candace was not supposed to divulge everything about it. But, you know, because she doesn't care and she wants clicks, likes, views, subs, and money. And her candy ass cult members will confirm that because they always tell me in the comments how much money she's earned, how many views and clicks and likes and subs she gets. That's the only reason why she does this, candy asses. It's for the views, clicks, likes, subs, and money. And you all confirm my point, not hers. Candace, your cult members are being combative. So he confirmed what I'm saying and proved my point when they put down in the comments or in the chat how many views, clicks, likes, and subs she gets. We know what she has. She only does that for the money. Them telling us is repetitive. We know that. She's not number one either. But she does this for the money, for the views and the clicks and the likes. So, of course, her maintaining confidentiality with this mother regarding her daughter who works for TPUSA is of no importance to Candace at all, as if Candace does not have 4 children, one of them being a little girl herself. And yet she wants to sit here and use somebody else's baby as a way to retaliate. Girl, bye, Felicia. Heifer kick rocks. You posted up photos of Erica Kirk and her classmates in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade. Minor children that half of your audience base probably pervy asses are sitting here looking at with glee. Because they don't find it weird at all that you claim you were kicked out of the house at 14 years old and lived with your boyfriend for 6 months. They're not even trying to inquire how old was the boyfriend. They can care less about that. Most concerned human beings with a soul and a conscience would be, but your cult base, oh, they don't care. They won't even go and contact your parents to find out if that's true. So, of course, they could care less about this mother being concerned about her daughter because Candace is running her damn mouth with no evidence. You know, we're still waiting on those transactions from Club de Sant Candace. So here she is giving her spiel and saying, you know, here's what happened after that conversation.
And then she said she did some digging on me. And you don't have to dig very hard, by the way. I have had a book out for a couple years. And fun fact, Erica actually wrote the foreword to it. And the only thing she got right was I lived in Missouri and I did grow up riding horses. I did not grow up wealthy. And as far as Dream City Church, yes, they are very generous to let me rent their venue 2 times a year. That's it. And my husband is not a Border Patrol agent. We've never lived in Tucson. We've never owned a home in Tucson. We did not live in Arizona in the mid 80s, and there are no lawsuits against my husband.
Candace, lawsuits, that's court documents. You couldn't at least verify that with the court. Candace really is an idiot. You couldn't verify. Why would you say there's a lawsuit and there's no court documents on file? What is the deal with this? Is Mary and Laura down this woman here, not Candace, lying on this woman about a lawsuit? Candace, you do realize if you say somebody is being sued, that's a civil matter. There are court documents available to the public on that. Candace is a moron.
Lies continue and the fabricated stories continue so that everyone stays engaged with her content and she can make millions of dollars.
Yep.
And then the conversations about my daughter now that you have implied and are implicating Erica in grooming and trafficking. This photo is myself and Erica and my daughter at her birthday. And this photo is Erica and my daughter at Cheesecake Factory. And this photo is Erica and her niece. But this thread that was...
Okay, wait a minute. You posted up her and another child? Who is Project Constitution? They nasty as hell. Why are they so interested in Candace? In Erica Kirk with other kids like this? It's her niece. So she can't take a photo with her niece? If y'all don't kick rocks. These are the same people now that have no problem with Candace being allegedly kicked out of the house at 14 years old and living with some boyfriend for 6 months who could have very well been a grown 38-year-old man. Who knows? They won't even ask about that at all to her parents. No, they're not going to do that. Yeah, how dare we say something about the cult leader? Candace is a god and we worship her and blah, blah, blah. But they won't go to the parents. Did you kick her out of the house at 14 years old? Because she said this. Here's the clip of the video. You can't make this up. Now Erica Kirk can't take a photo with her own niece. This child has nothing to do with this. Like she was a minor here. Leave these innocent people out of this. Don't bring up her niece and all these other people into this. Y'all, Candace is going to go in on Charlie Kirk's parents next. You can't make this up.
But this thread that was created out of the content that Candace actually put out was that my daughter's been groomed for 21 years by Erica.
Oh, my God.
Let's do the math here. That would mean that Erica would be 15 or 16 years old and my daughter would have been 1. And I hadn't met Erica yet by that time. But nobody really wants the truth because that means that it stops all the insanity. And that's not what anybody wants. And by the way, you do not get to the truth by lies. And now this expose, again, will go nowhere. And digging up generational information about someone, I don't know who has that much time to do that. When you're trying to seek truth, you will never find it through lies. And lastly, Candace, on our call, you also accused me of being with Erica when she received the phone call about Charlie, which was another lie. And I was with clients. And then you also said that Erica was not with her mother when she got the call because you have information which no one has seen. Here's a text message that proves that Erica was with her mother during treatment. And there's many more where
there are cameras in the hospital. Stop. There are cameras in the hospital, Candace. No one should have to prove with a text message this girl was with her mother when security camera footage at the damn hospital would show her going into that hospital with her mother. There are cameras at all of the entrances around that hospital. How do I know this? It's called Google. Funny what you can find out just by looking it up and calling the hospital. You would think that these impersonating investigators that should be arrested for impersonating federal investigators that she calls mommy slews would just call the hospital to see where are all your cameras put up at. Are they all installed at least at the main entrances, emergencies, emergency exits and entrances? Yeah, the ER, freight, where the shipping packages and stuff come in at. Yep. The ambulatory area. Yep. Cameras. You can't make this up. Cameras throughout the hospital, in the hallways, by elevators. Cameras. Why is that something someone has to prove with a text? Explain that to me. Cameras, you all. Cameras all throughout that hospital. And the candy asses refuse to just do a little bit of reading and just pick up a phone and call the hospital and ask about security camera footage. Cameras at the parking deck. Even if they use the valet service, guess what? Her vehicle with the plate is going to be registered to her or her mother. That went through the parking garage, the parking area. You can't make this up. Whether she paid or not, still a parking area with cameras out there. You would think they would just get the cameras. Get the cameras. Oh, my God.
This comes from.
Watch out. This lady is fed up just like everybody else is because you can't make this stuff up, y'all. Candace, you're not even trying. She's not even trying, y'all. You would think she would try, y'all. We got some mommy. You would think she would try a little bit harder. And they would at least, okay, let's rule that out. She was with her mom because hospitals have camera footages. Facts like this, Candace continues to ignore, just like cameras all over UVU. There's cameras all over that hospital. Concrete evidence that could be used to show proof of where someone is Just like she got the camera footage of the Dairy Queen with Tyler Robinson in it. You know, funny how she didn't scan the parking lot, the drive-through area. Why can't she do the same thing with the hospital? For the entrance. We're not talking about a patient room or the bathroom. We're talking about the entrance doors. You narrow down to the time frames, you might be able to see what door they went in. More than likely the main entrance. Start with that one. She didn't come there by ambulatory service, so try the main entrance of the hospital. You can't make this up. They have cameras there. Erica Kirk and her mother were on camera. God dog it. Because that is not difficult to prove with a camera. Y'all, you can't make this up. Shout out to this Deborah Hint. Is it Deborah Hint? I'm so glad she putting Candace in check. She was like, no, my daughter would have been 1 and Erica would have been 15. And I didn't know her at that time. Are you kidding me? Candace is roping everybody into this. I'm telling you, our next is going to be Charlie Kirk's parents. Eye for an eye. And she's just going to start digging it in. And hopefully they sue the crap out of her. Candace, you should be sued. Y'all, shout out to Ami. I told you all this was going to be a quick live. We got to get some laughter in. Candace is out here getting arrested for harassment. The boy was 14. What? Candace, you out here harassing a 14-year-old when you were 17? I think it was 17, right? 17? Maybe 18? You shouldn't be harassing nobody, Candace. She out here getting charged and arrested for harassment. And yet she claims she got put out of the house, kicked out of the house at 14. Her parents stopped financially caring for her. And she went and lived with her boyfriend for 6 months. And the candy asses do not want to know how old the boy was or if that's even true. Why would the parents kick her out of the house at 14? Why is there no evidence of that? Because that speaks to her mindset. You know, she's going to lie that bad on her own parents. Do you really think she cares about lying on anyone else? And the candy ass cult member is going to keep going on with that lie. They're going to be like, yeah, that's so weird. They don't find that suspicious. Candace lying, quite possibly, about being put out of the house at 14 years old. Because half her base probably nasty perps that probably wouldn't even care. They don't find it problematic that she may have been living with a grown-ass man for 6 months. Because, you know, another 14-year-old can't take care of you, Candace. You can't make this up. What's going on, Kylie? How you doing? Y'all, this is something else. Jennifer said it's starting to look like the episode she did after Charlie died is I did the deed. Now I'm going to pretend to be grieving. Exactly. Y'all, Candace she's a demon. Angie, how you doing, honey? How you doing, Sals? Happy Sunday to all of you all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We're not going to be long. Y'all finna check this out. That's going to be the end of it. I appreciate all of you all for tuning in. Project Constitution. Yeah, oh my God. I'm like, who the hell is that? Project Constitution. They happen to post up a photo like that with somebody else's child yet again. Leave her niece out of this. Good grief. Leave these kids alone. Candace, stop posting up photos of kids. It's gross. You can't make this up. No one cares about what Erica Kirk did at 6, 7, 8 years old in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade. And you know her mommy slews in the purpose that's in her coat base. All they're going to do is try to reverse the image and try to remove the blur from all these other kids so they can just look at these kids all day. They so gross. They're disgusting. Y'all should not even be cool with that. Like, girl, you don't have to post up no kids now. Good grief. How you doing, honey? Melinda said, LLC, I meant that she dated a Jewish man when she was 22. Did she not? Candace, you don't care about... Oh, so Israel's not an issue for you. You dating? You did tag me in it. Oh, hold on, y'all. Melinda sent me some. Wait a minute. Oh! This is a throwback. Back then, hold on. Back then, she was still dating former millionaire matchmaker a contestant, Jordan Osher, Jewish, by the way. I don't want to butcher his last name. I might not be saying that correctly. Candace and Jordan met sometime between late 2010 and early 2011. She was working as a babysitter at the time. She later recalled in one of her Degree 180 posts picked to below. When they started dating, most likely in 2011, she was 22 and he was 32. He turned 33 in November that year, which aligns perfectly with the details in her blog post. So Candace dates older men. Candace, how old was that boy that you lived with for 6 months at 14 years old? Because he was not 14. Candace is a little fast tail. So none of the candy asses care about how old this boy was that a 14-year-old child was living with. You know, your cult leader. She said out of her mouth, her parents kicked her out at 14, a minor child. 14 years old. She's a minor. And she went and lived with her boyfriend at 14 years old for 6 months. And then her parents weren't financially caring for her. Cult members should be all over her parents, right? They should be hounding down those parents. Find out what the hell happened. Candace, how old was that boyfriend? You date older men. Look at this. Got a 10-year gap. Almost 11. Later in 2011, she joined Vogue as an intern in the accessories department. Candace, you were in the accessories department. You made it seem like you were making clothes. There she worked under Selby Drummond, who had been heading the department since April 2011. One of her colleagues was Iona Alexandrescu. I'm not going to mess that up. Future Degree 180 co-founder and founder of IOSQ Designs. Iona was Candace's colleague at Vogue, PE firm Colbeck Capital, and co-founder at Degree 180. Y'all. Candace, you got some explaining to do. Or Lucy. Look at that. Candace, you're 22 years old dating a 32-year-old. Oh my good Lord. What kind of style is it? This girl walking around here. Oh God, these sneakers. Okay. I'm just tripping at her saying that she, got kicked out of the house at 14. 4 reasons dating an older man in my 20s was the smartest decision I ever made. Because you don't have your shit together and he does. Maybe. Higher chance that a 33-year-old may have his own place, a job, and a car. And can do a lot more for you than another 22-year-old. Who knows? She's proud of this. She dated somebody that was 11 years older than her. Can we know how old a boyfriend was that you lived with when you were 14 years old? Because that's still statutory. Candace, that's statutory. Would you let your 14-year-old go live with a boyfriend for 6 months, Candace? Because you have a daughter. God knew what he was doing, didn't he? He gave Candace 3 boys and 1 girl. Lord have mercy. Candace, you have a daughter. You gonna let your daughter just leave the house at 14, go live with a boyfriend for 6 months? Because if you wouldn't allow that, Candace, from your own daughter, why the hell did you think that you saying that was okay? She had a father and a grandfather. They're the candy asses, though. They get more offended when you bring that up, as opposed to them looking at that saying, that's weird. Let me ask these parents what's going on. Our dear cult leader got kicked out at 14. How dare they? Can't make this up. So she proud of dating somebody 11 years older than her. That means she's always dated older men, y'all. Don't let Candace fool you. Candace has always dated older men. That's why I'm thinking that whoever that boyfriend was, he was nowhere near 4. He must have been at least 21. Let's go with the 11-year theory, right? If she's 14, he's definitely at least 25. Because she has no quarrels dating older men at all. Whether 14 or 22. Candace has no issue dating an older man. Candace, we're going to go on a limb and say that this boyfriend you lived with allegedly was well over 21 years old. And is still statutory. So who was the boyfriend, Candace? One way or the other, we'll find out, heifer. We're going to find out. Y'all, we got to laugh. Y'all come across any information about this boyfriend that she so-called live with at 14? Let me know. And she said he want to, oh, Erica Kirk does weird things. No, what's weird is you saying that you got put out of the house at 14 as if you didn't have parents or grandparents that could have taken care of you. And then you went and lived with some boyfriend for 6 months. That seemed like he was well over, I said he was well over 21. I've been saying that from day one. Well over 21 years old at the very least. Because you're not going to be able to live with another kid in high school, boyfriend. You know, it's a boyfriend. And his parents don't bring that up. Like, why is this girl living here? It's been 2 nights. She got to go home. My boys ain't going to be able to bring no girl up in my house like that, and then she going to live with me for 6 months. The hell? No. You go, girl, where's your mother? His parents would have been like, nope, we object. We pay the mortgage here. She got to go back home to her mommy and daddy. Are you kidding me? Only time she would have been able to do that, if it were true, is if he's well over 21. Come on now. So it's apply this 11-year age gap thing. He was 25. Candace, prove us wrong. Yeah, she probably lied to him about her age. She could have, Angie. She said 14. Maybe she lied to him and told him she was 18. But I got a strong sense that this kid was well over 21 years old. Because he may have had his own place and all of that. Did she go to school is the question. Maybe those were the 6 months she didn't go to school. Who knows? No, the 6 months she claimed she didn't go to school was after the alleged incident with the voicemails and the racial harassment thing. That happened when she was 17. Okay, so at 14, yeah, no. Who knows what happened? Maybe she didn't go to school, maybe she did, who knows? But if she living with some boyfriend, that's something that she's not going to be able to keep to herself. That would not have been a hidden secret. No. I can't fathom her mother letting her live with some boyfriend at 14 years old. I can't fathom that. Nope. Her getting charged and arrested for harassment is one thing, but you living with some boyfriend for 6 months? No, because your mama could have gone to jail. Candace, you might want to correct that lie or prove me wrong. That boy had to be at least 25. Can't make this up. I tried to bring in, the candy asses, trying to involve them in it. They don't even want to go ask her parents about that. Can you believe it? They're trying to relate to it. This is stupid. That's why she has no values today. Yeah, Candace has none. Let's see here. Randy said that's the only reason parents put their daughters out of the house fast and loose, child. Then she would have came back with a baby, then what? Maybe Candace, were you pregnant at 14? Candace, did you get pregnant at 14? Yeah, it might have been a situation. 6 months. Who knows? Maybe she got pregnant. Had to have a smortion. Take care of that before she can go back home. Candace, if you were meant to be a mother at 14 years old, you do know that's not going to stay hidden forever. Yeah, we just asking questions. Oh my God, y'all. What's going on? TPUSA didn't make it big until she was gone. The entire board hated her. Donors hated her. Co-workers hated her. Exactly. Candace was not liked at all. Kyla says maybe that's when she got possessed and turned into a demon. Jennifer said, I remember when I was in the 8th and 9th grade, how I couldn't figure out why girls still in junior high went on dates with high school boys. Like, I wasn't out going out on dates. My first date, I was 16, and the boy had to come to church with me to ask my father if he could take me out to dinner. I wasn't living with nobody. What the hell? Candace, she got kicked out of the house. Her parents stopped financially caring for her, and she lived with her boyfriend for 6 months. You live with a whole person. When you were 14 years old, you living with your boyfriend? That's so weird. That's not normal. I don't care how broke you are. You claim you lived in government housing and all this crap. You know, you're not living with no boyfriend for 6 months. That doesn't happen in the hood either. Like she wants people to think that this is how hood life is. No, it's not. God. Oh, Candace lie like hell. Oh, child, you can't make this stuff up. Y'all, this is something else. Let's see. Billy, how you doing, honey? Maybe she got knocked up at 14 and the family didn't want her around. That could have been. That could have been the case. I just said that. Maybe, Candace, did you get pregnant? And you know, you got pregnant and parents like, look, we're not taking care of you and the baby. And so you went live with the boyfriend. I'm still thinking he was still over 21, though. That's the problem. Because she's 14, period. He's well over 21. That's statutory. If he lied to her, she wouldn't have been able to get away with it. Because then you got birth certificate and other records to prove what year she was born in and where she was born. So that would have been a lie then and now if she told him she was 18. Now you got some perps out here that don't care. They don't care if you're 14, 16, 18, 21, none of it. But it's just mighty ironic for her to conveniently have said that and then she go out her way to defend people like Andrew Tate. It's crazy. Candace, if you got pregnant, just say that. That would be more compelling than, you know, you saying your parents financially cut you off and no one knows why. They just kicked you out of the house one day and stopped taking care of you. Like, no, girl, because there was 2 other sisters. She has 2 sisters. So either something happened and that was the case, but something happened. Or Candace lying like hell. Because how do you justify that happening to her, but not the 2 sisters? If this is all about, I want my girls to be independent and live on their own, wouldn't the parents have put all 3 of their asses out? Why would they single her out and not take care of her, but continue to take care of her 2 sisters? Does it make sense? That could be plausible. She could have gotten pregnant. And she wanted to hide it. And she probably hopped around between the boyfriend and the grandparents. And then she took care of it. And then went back home. That could have been a plausible theory. That could be plausible. I would hope, you know, Candace, if that occurred, you do know somebody at the doctor's office saw you. Good job. That'd be some juicy stuff right there. Skylar asked, her family was fairly well off, weren't they? You would think. She said they were in government housing. Who knows? But then her background and other relatives were high-ranking officials. I mean, one was a senator. She had a couple others that were in the military that had, you know, well-paying government jobs. Chemical plant operators. One of the relatives was registered with the NAACP. Hence why they were able to get up there and get to her story so fast. And then get her that settlement secured. She had somebody on the inside with the NAACP. So even if they gave her money, right? Why would she still need to say that she lived with a boyfriend for 6 months and she's 14 years old? Most concerned parents are going to raise an eyebrow to that and be like, wait, what? And the school didn't report this? CPS didn't come to the house? DFACS didn't come to the house? Y'all know how many agencies would have been involved with that for 6 months? Did you go to school? Did you not go to school? What's going on? Her grandparents let this happen? It's so weird, right? So if she got pregnant and maybe she's trying to hide it, then I can see her bouncing around a little bit, but I don't think her parents would just be cool with her living with her boyfriend and she's 14 for 6 months. They have 3 daughters now. And one of the daughters trying to live with some dude for 6 months. That's still so weird to me. Who knows? Candace seemed like a little fast tail. Child. It's something else. Candace, you know that you wouldn't be able to get away with it. somebody would come out and be like, yeah, no, I was the nurse that treated her. She got a smortion and she was pregnant. I wouldn't put it past her because she fast tail, but I will find it hard to believe she was able to get away with not living with her parents for 6 months, claimed they weren't financially caring for her, and CPS and DFACS did not get involved. Like, seriously. The school would have had to report that. She would have told somebody. That would have slipped up, and somebody would have said something. Next thing you know, you got CPS showing up at the house. There is no way. The law should not have intervened. Where's your daughter? Ma'am, sir, where's your daughter? We heard she was living with a guy and she's 14. Like, what? Oh, man. Yeah, she lies about so much. Y'all ready to get to this? Randy said Fast and Furious. Let's go, y'all. We got Ami up in the house. He is Megyn Kelly getting pulled over, y'all. That wig is something else. Put a one in the chat where you can see it here. Let's get to it.
Yes.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Do you know why I pulled you over today?
Let's be honest, okay? This is about Israel.
Excuse me?
This is about Israel.
No, ma'am, it is not. We clocked you about 25 miles over the speed limit. You ignored the dividers. You had reckless driving, and you were willfully obstructing your view.
Right. Okay. And who are you with again?
My name is Officer Truman. I'm with the NYPD.
More like NYPD IDF.
No, ma'am, that's not correct.
Are you registered as a foreign agent?
No, ma'am, I'm not.
Who's in the car with you? Was that Mark Levin, Lindsey Graham, Ben Shapiro, Miriam Adelson?
No, ma'am, that is my partner, Officer Sterling. And you will be getting a ticket today.
Look, officer, I was lost, all right? I was trying to find the right direction.
And which way were you trying to go, ma'am?
Wherever the wind takes me.
All right, well, you're going to have to do it safely next time. Now, if it's okay with you, I'd like to ask you a few more questions.
Look, you can ask whatever questions you want. I'm supportive of your right to do it, and still am.
Have you consumed any alcohol tonight, ma'am?
Hey, guess what? You're not the mother of the highway.
Ma'am, please cooperate. I'm going to have to ask you to step out of the vehicle.
What, did you pull over Candace too?
Oh, no, she's off the rails.
What?
Drove straight off a cliff. We didn't have to pull her over.
What? How?
Don't ask me, ma'am. We all saw it. Most reasonable people did. She did sideswipe Erica Kirk, though, on her way down.
Well, she's a young mother.
Ma'am, were you following Candace Owens on this road?
Yes. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe.
my God.
I don't know.
Who else is
Okay.
a young
Look.
mother? What? Did it like ass went off the cliff? oh, this is going too fast. Why did I? Y'all, I still had it sped up. Sorry. Hold on.
More questions.
Look, you can ask whatever questions you want. I'm supportive of your right to do it, and still am.
Have you consumed any alcohol tonight, ma'am?
Hey, guess what? You're not the mother of the highway.
Ma'am, please cooperate. I'm going to have to ask you to step out of the vehicle.
What, did you pull over Candace too?
Oh, no, she's off the rails.
What?
Drove straight off a cliff. We didn't have to pull her over.
What? How?
Don't ask me, ma'am. We all saw it. Most reasonable people did. She did sideswipe Erica Kirk, though, on her way down.
Well, she's a young mother.
Ma'am, were you following Candace Owens on this road?
Yes. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Look, I'm sorry. I don't know where I'm going, okay? Trying to go wherever everybody else is.
Well, you probably shouldn't be doing that.
Well, you know what, officer? I've got 2 words for you. You.
Ma'am, step out of the vehicle right now, please.
Excuse me.
Right now. Ma'am, if you violently resist, you will be shot.
And I won't feel bad about it.
We have a hostile female resisting arrest. Call for backup.
Tucker, help! Yes?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
It's the wig for me. They say you will be shot. It'll make no difference to me. Oh my God. Oh, that reference. You all are not the mother of the highway. Yeah. And Megyn Kelly's not the mother of the internet. You can't make this up. When I heard her say that, oh my God. Oh, Megyn Kelly, you should be embarrassed at yourself. Candace, I heard you flew off the rails. That wig is a wig to me, y'all. Y'all. Hit the 4 if you love the wig. Hit the 4 if you love the wig, y'all. It's a wig. Put a 4 in the chat if you love that wig. Oh, my good grief. I mean, we love you, Mama. Mama love you. LLC loves you. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, y'all. That's all we got for this evening. All right. It's late. I want you all to have a great evening. Hit that like button. Stop playing around with that like button and go ahead and hit it. Candace cult members, you already mad. You might as well just hit the like button. Hit the like button. Candace, we'll find out if you got kicked out of the house at 14 years old and how old that boyfriend was. She probably got pregnant. Who knows? We're on it. All right. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. This is fun, and I love Ami. Y'all look out for an announcement. Hopefully, Gary and I will be able to finance a collab this week. Hopefully for Wednesday or Thursday. Oh my God. Candace, I'm coming in with everything I got in that live stream. And I want you to know that. I will not spare you, you heifer. Thank y'all so much. Y'all, George Farm and Candace trying to take over TPUSA. To the Candy Access, can y'all please go ask Candace's parents why they put her out the house at 14 years old? Let her live with a boyfriend for 6 months. I would appreciate that. And email me and tell me what they say. Y'all tune in tomorrow. We'll be back at it. I appreciate all of you all. You guys take care. And until the next one, Lady Love Club out.